morning. A tense exchange between Attorney General Pam Bondi and local Congresswoman Kamlager-Dove at a hearing on the Epstein files release.
Bondi called out Culver City, alluding that it's unsafe and crime-ridden, and that sparked backlash from locals. Tonight, Fox 11's Gina Silva has reaction from officials there and residents. Gina?
That's right. It came as a complete surprise to the mayor and to many of the residents. They're like, we love our city. What is she talking about? Tonight, they're pushing back, saying their city was wrongly portrayed.
Culver City? Like, what are you talking about? It was so...
From the mayor of Culver City to its residents.
I walk to and from work every day, and I've never really felt like there was a threat. It's Culver City.
Culver City's a good place. It's nice. I live over here by the studios.
But a very different image of Culver City was painted by Attorney General Pam Bondi on Wednesday during a tense exchange with Southern California Congresswoman Kamlager-Dove, who was pressing Bondi to release all of the Epstein files.
Stop taking down reports that you know the American people need to know about. There are violent, dangerous people out here with real threats, and
there are in your district.
From your agency.
Her district includes Culver City, and she's not talking about any crime in her districts.
I mean, look around you. So I don't know what she was referring to necessarily, with all due respect.
Culver City Mayor Freddie Puza says crime in the city was down 9.7% in 2024. And in the third quarter of 2025, it was down another 6.1%.
We are a very inclusive, welcoming city. We're home to TikTok, Pinterest, Apple Studios, Amazon Studios, Sony Studios. But I would say I'd like to define Culver City not by the number of corporations, but the sense of belonging and community.
It felt like an insult. It felt like an inflection.
Julio Leyva has lived in Culver City for 25 years. He's a local realtor and says Bondi got it all wrong.
It's a safe place to raise a family. It is convenient. It is healthy. It's a proud city, and you know, I'm so happy to live here.
The residents we spoke with say the exchange should have remained focused on the Epstein files, not on Culver City.
There's no way that she wants to actually address any of the issues that she's being asked about, so deflect, deflect, deflect.
The full-year crime report will be released within the next few weeks. The mayor says the attorney general is welcome to come and visit so she can see for herself what Culver City is all about. And Marla, Susan, you know, we've been out here all afternoon and we had a nice dinner here. There's a lively activity in downtown Culver City, and it's really lovely.
Yeah, I've been there many times.
Yeah, and we know that our assignment desk did reach out to get comment from Bondi to see what she meant by this. I mean, there is the thought of, did she mean to say another local city that may have crime issues?
It's possible. You could tell that she was somewhat frustrated. It was a heated exchange. And, you know, when someone upsets you, what do? You try to get back at them. Unfortunately, you know, in her case, she picked Culver City, and Culver City, out of all the cities in Southern California that may have issues, this one is not up there, you know, to be able to call it a place with dangerous criminals.
Exactly. All right, Gina, thanks.
Well, did delayed evacuation cost lives during the Eaton fire? California's Attorney General now investigating claims of discrimination in the emergency response. Fox 11's Nick Garcia reports from the historically black community of West Altadena.
No evacuation notices, and not only were homes lost, but there were lives lost because of that as well.
Emeka Chikura lives in West Altadena. His home survived, but his business on Lake Avenue, Rhythms of the Village, did not. He says he never received an evacuation notice. Some in West Altadena say they received them hours after the rest of Altadena did.
No evacuation notices. We just look out and you see smoke coming, you see fire coming, and by that time, you know, it's too late. And we were forced to flee.
West Altadena is a historically black community. The Attorney General's office says 18 of the 19 people killed by the Eaton fire lived in West Altadena.
Did unlawful race, disability, or age-based discrimination in the emergency response result in a delayed evacuation notification that disproportionately impacted West Altadena residents?
That's why Attorney General Rob Bonta says his office is investigating. LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger, who represents Altadena, says she welcomes the investigation, adding the county will provide Bonta's office with whatever it needs.
There is a population in Altadena, especially on the west side, that feels they were disenfranchised and that they were left to die. And no one should feel that way. And so it's important for us to work together to get the answers for those people.
That investigation, it gives me hope that maybe we will get to the answers, get to the bottom of this.
For Shakura and the rest of West Altadena, they're hoping the answers will lead to real solutions. Nick Garcia, Fox 11 News.
Earlier today, crews began to install a controversial $1 million restroom at Runyon Canyon. It's a project that sparked backlash from some neighbors who say it's just too expensive and it could make safety concerns worse right near the park's entrance.
Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf is live in Hollywood with an update to the story he first broke. Matthew.
Yeah, we're here off of Fuller Avenue. Right behind this fence is where that bathroom has now been placed. Mike will show you some of the construction work that's been taking place out here, the equipment all set up. But if you take a look at this video, this is the new bathroom brought in this week on a trailer. It's 2 gender-neutral stalls and 2 water fountains. Now, again, we first exposed the situation last summer when much of the community here was shocked by the $1 million price tag. A group here called the Runyon Canyon Guardians got quotes for similar bathrooms at this location for about half the price. Despite that, city officials moved forward, saying the bathroom was wanted and needed in a park visited by about 2 million people every year.
Why would we need a bathroom here? Because we hike here all the time and we've never used. Have you ever used the bathroom here?
I've used the porta potty a couple times, and like it works, you know. But I mean, I haven't seen it. I don't know how nice it is. So I mean, if $1 million is really the estimated number, that seems a bit much. Maybe they could have just cleaned the porta potties every now and then.
I thought if anything, they would be constructing it. I thought it would be like this. I don't know, this gold-plated something. It's literally like it looks like my dog's doghouse. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. This is questionable.
Do you think this bathroom was needed?
Yeah. I think it's a fantastic idea.
I'm in favor of it if it's regulated, it's monitored, and it's kept nice.
So we just got this statement tonight from Councilwoman and mayoral candidate Nithya Raman's office saying we're excited about this grant-funded restroom facility. Providing restrooms is basic park infrastructure that benefits everyone who visits the park. Again, a lot of people kind of mixed bag emotions on the price tag of this bathroom and whether or not it's needed. No word on when it will be open. Reporting live time, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
All right, Matthew, thank you so much.
We have some breaking news. We have a pursuit right now that's underway in Sylmar. You see the black and white. That is LAPD. The speeding vehicle going speeds about 45 miles per hour on Borden Avenue, if you're familiar with Sylmar. What we can tell you is that this is a pursuit of an armed and dangerous suspect. That's all we know at this point. And Susan, by the looks of that vehicle, looks to be completely blacked out with some seriously tinted windows.
Seriously tinted windows indeed, yeah. So we can't tell if there's more than one person beside the driver inside that car, but for surface streets, they're going at a pretty good clip. Look at that, 69, 70 miles per hour on a surface street. We are used to seeing those kinds of speeds when they hit the freeways and highways, but Sylmar is a relatively quiet suburban area of the San Fernando Valley, so you don't really expect to see somebody go that fast down your street, and a bunch of homes there, etc. So as we watch this car make this right-hand turn, obviously not really paying much attention to things like stop signs.
And given the time of night, fortunately not a lot of pedestrian traffic that we've seen so far. Most people are where they will be for the night, perhaps. They're already home in this residential area. Let's hope that's the case. If you know anybody who lives here, please alert them. That's why we jump on with this, because it is such a danger to the general public when there is a speeding vehicle. Let's check in now with our police specialist, Tim Lynn, jumping on the line as he tends to, and we're so grateful for. Tim, what do we make of this latest pursuit? LAPD trying to get this armed and dangerous suspect to pull over.
Well, that puts a completely different spin on the pursuit from your normal stolen vehicle or failure to yield. Now they have information that he's wanted for armed and dangerous, and unknown what the weapon is at this point, whether it's the vehicle or some type of weapon in the car. But LAPD staying pretty close to this pursuit as they work through the streets of Sylmar. And in a situation like this, you can see coming up, you have units parked on the side here. See if they might throw on a spike strip. Nope, don't see it.
Nope, went right by another law enforcement vehicle. Yep, Tim, go ahead.
They will sit in the area just to be available for the end of the pursuit, because sometimes they will limit the number of cars that can be in the pursuit, so they'll stage themselves throughout the area, especially if the vehicle is making these turns and staying in a very specific area. So units will come into the area and wait for that driver to stop and go to ground and be able to set up a quick perimeter, but not be involved in the actual pursuit, because the sergeant who's in this pursuit with the officers is determining how many units he wants actually chasing the vehicle. Normally it's 2 patrol units and 1 sergeant is what the normal pursuit is, and it all depends on what's in the vehicle. So if you have multiple suspects in the vehicle, then you'll add a few more cars just to give manpower there when the car comes to a stop. This vehicle is really working its way through this city streets there along Glen Oak at 65 miles an hour. I know that street is only 40. So it's zipping through and look like you got a green light there. But, anything can happen when it's this time of night. You got pedestrians out, you have cross traffic, people backing out of driveways, and you have this vehicle coming down in excess of 60 miles an hour. Anything can happen at that point.
And Tim, let me just point out, the thing is about Sylmar is it's an area that is so close to the interstate. There's a whole intersection of the 118, the 5, and the 405, and the 210, frankly, right in that general area. So for those of us who are used to watching police pursuits on the freeway, where things only get scary if they get a little too close to oncoming traffic. But in most cases, those freeway chases, they're a little bit more predictable, and it's good for law enforcement as well. But in the suburban area, that's when you have to worry about more cross traffic, more pedestrians, or just people that are just trying to make their way home and not really going beyond the speed limit. So it's just interesting that this driver, maybe they don't really know the area, is so close to some other interstates or other freeways that might make it easier for the driver, frankly.
Exactly. And now it's also if this driver knows this area and that driver is just trying to stay in a familiar area. And you're right, this thing is surrounded completely by the freeways, the 118 to the south, 405 to the west, 210 to the east, and wraps around to the north. So easily any of these streets can get onto the freeway at any point. So right now, Glen Oaks is one of the major north-souths that go through this area, and Roxford is just north of that 118. So he's paralleling the 118 at this point, going, it looks like eastbound now. So it's just a matter of time whether he's going to stay in this neighborhood, which is a very congested type area. You get into the smaller residential streets off the majors that go through, and it becomes very dangerous. And then the officers have to take that in consideration. As you're a police officer in a pursuit, you are required to drive in a manner that protects the public. You just can't come up and race through an intersection. Freeway. There's your freeway.
There's
getting on that 210.
To Susan's point, now we're on the 210 East. So here we go. Traffic probably a lot lighter right now. Looks to be already as we're making our way onto the 210 East here. In terms of when it becomes too dangerous, what will it take for them to go into what we call tracking mode and sort of back off? Obviously, he's or she behind the wheel has their pick of the lanes because it is pretty light traffic, so it's not necessarily as dangerous as it was just a moment ago on surface streets. To Susan's point, nonetheless, That's something to think about as now we're reaching speeds. Of course, it's almost like the driver can hear me, reaching speeds above 100 miles per hour.
Yeah, exactly. And on surface streets, you know, that's the weaving, the blowing through red lights, the stop signs, the high speeds through residential area. And that's what that sergeant on scene, that sergeant's job is to make sure that the pursuit is conducted in a safe manner. As I was saying, the officers are responsible for protecting the public in these pursuits. And if it gets a little bit too fast, a little bit too reckless, they will call it off and let the air unit follow it and do what they call surveillance mode and just stay with it until they get it to an area to where they can see it, the driver get out. But now on the 210 freeway, it's wide open, heading to the east here. 110 miles an hour is not really a big deal on this freeway because it's very lightly traveled most of the time. And right now you see how the traffic is very spread out, so it gives this driver a lot of room to pick up speed. And it's also, at this point, we're going to get a little further as we work our way past the 118. It's going to start an uphill and then a downhill. So you're going to see speeds really increase as we go through the hills on the backside of the Shadow Hills, the La Cañada area, as he comes down through that valley. So you're going to see a lot of speed here, unless he takes this 118 off to the back to the west. It looks like he made a little head fake there for that gore point, but continuing on eastbound on the 210.
It looks like the driver's coming off of the freeway now. And, you know, I was going to interject and ask you, when a driver is on the freeway, whether that takes away some of the tools from the law enforcement's point of view. But now, okay, going back on the freeway, I believe. So there's a couple of strategies that they might use if the driver remained on surface streets, correct? That they cannot employ when the driver is on a freeway.
Oh, yes, they can do the pit maneuver on the surface streets. They can also do a pit maneuver on the freeway if it gets into the speed profile that's required. And so also pit or spike strips are easier to set on smaller streets because you have less area to go around the spike strip instead of being on a freeway that's 4 or 5 lanes wide. It's hard to do that, and especially at these speeds, you end up getting other people on the freeway if you try to put it out there without some type of funneling process or some type of bottleneck in the freeway where it drops down to 2 lanes as it goes to the interchange, things of that sort. So yeah, a lot of the tools are taken away, and so at this point they just keep on going. It looks like we're going to do another ramp here at Lakeview Terrace. And we'll see if he does another, what they call ramping, where you go down, come right back up.
What's the advantage of doing that?
It's just to throw off the officers to see who follows them down the freeway. It looks like we're going to take the Foothill Boulevard here. This will take him down through the valley here, unless he gets back on the freeway here. Yeah, U-turn. Yeah, heading back to familiar territory. So I would be surprised we get back to the Paxton, Hubbard area, and he gets off again and stays up in the Sylmar. But right now, all he's doing is delaying the inevitable. You're going to end up going to jail one way or the other. The LAP is not going to let go of a armed and dangerous suspect, and neither is that air unit that's overhead. I'm sure they're going to stay with the helicopter as best they can if this thing gets way too fast. But on the freeway, 110 miles an hour is really nothing for the officers to stay up with. But at that point, that's when you get to those speeds, you know, what is the driving ability of that suspect? Is that suspect, able to drive that speed? Because when you get up to those high speeds, you make any move with your wheel to go around cars, and once they get a little fishtail going, usually it turns out really bad where they start spinning across the freeway. So now the officers can sit back, get a little bit further back from the vehicle, let that air unit call it. There's no reason to get up right on it at this point, but just wait for it to see if it's going to take another off-ramp. But I'm betting you it's going to get back off this 210 here somewhere around that Sylmar area just to get back down your familiar area. Yeah, hilly area. That tends to do that to the signal. It's
very
from
dark.
the
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're behind us, but we just lost signal. We're in black right now.
No, I'm in black too.
You're in black too. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like we're getting our picture back. So speeds, between 80 and 100. That's the last that we saw. This blacked out looks to be a sedan of some type, armed and dangerous suspect inside. Don't know if there is anyone else inside the vehicle. I love, though, I've been noticing this, and I'm being sarcastic, of course, and I probably shouldn't be sarcastic,
I know
but
what you're going to say.
the blinker, back
exactly.
and forth on the lane changes here.
So he's following that
that's
traffic rule. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the muscle memory. Even though you're being chased by the police at 100 miles an hour, you still have the muscle memory to hit the blinkers. You make lane changes, and it just kind of makes me think about it too. It's the driver just doing what is rote memory, and it just comes out. So you see this driver ahead of him is trying to get out of the way of the police cars that are behind him. So if you're in a situation like this, you have this coming up behind you. The best bet, if you cannot get over, is just stay in your lane, let it pass you, let it go by you. Don't try to move out of the way.
Sorry to jump in here, but I hadn't seen that before, where it looked like the lead vehicle was doing the light back and forth. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. I'm not sure what was happening there, whether signaling the driver to pull over or do what. He might have been even talking to him on the PA system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talking to him on a PA system. But officers do all kinds of different things to try to end this. They see pumping through this intersection now, picking up a little more speed, coming around, and so right here would be the perfect time for a pit on that turn when they slow down, get down sub 20, and you can take it around. And at that point, if you had taken it on the right side, he'd put it towards the sidewalk. But you have to be pit trained, and not every LAPD officer is pit trained, and so they have to pick the area, pick their timing, and once they spin it around, they don't want to send it into oncoming traffic or up onto a sidewalk where you have pedestrians. So
sure,
you got to be really careful. As I called it, back in the Sylmar area, back to familiar area.
Right, not just in the Sylmar area, Tim, but precisely where we had picked up this pursuit to start when we first looked, and he had gone in the other direction up, by this parking lot. So now the driver, I say he because I'm old school, and if you don't know the gender, people tend to start with he. So the driver in this vehicle is basically going in circles or squares and returning to an area that we've already seen the driver before and making these turns, which then means, Marla, as we pointed out before, that the driver can find the person's way back to the 210 freeway, where he got onto the 210 freeway initially. So,
and this would lead me to believe that, they're here for a reason. They know this area. They could be, we've seen this happen before, where they're on the phone with friends or family, and they're trying to make a plan of escape, whatever that may look like for them. Sometimes they do get away. It does happen. But most of the time, it ends with that person in handcuffs. Tim?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's just delaying the inevitable. We always say when they get out and start running, you're just going to go to jail tired. So you're not going to get away from the air unit, especially with all the equipment they have nowadays. So, but the thing like this is where this driver is just cruising around now at 35 miles an hour. It is a very tight area, as I explained earlier. You get into the sub areas of this neighborhood, it gets really small. So you're going to have to go around traffic and through intersections, and it has to go a little slower because it's just not a lot of room to maneuver. And we're lucky for that the speed is staying down. That if this was up in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, topping out, the watch commander then and the sergeant on the scene would start talking about backing off the ground units, because you don't want the ground unit running into somebody going through an intersection or losing control on a turn. So you have to be responsible as the pursuing officers to protect the public, as I said, but you also have to try to stay with this suspect. Now, they more than likely have more information about the suspect in this vehicle than we're privy to, and the want is a little more important to get this person versus just a simple traffic violation or just failure to yield. But you never know why they're failing to yield. What did they do that you don't know about? Because I've had to chase many people where they are really bad people, and it ends up really bad at the end, and from a simple infraction of some sort. So it's just like the situation.
If you're just joining us here on LA Live News tonight, we've been following this sedan making its way through the streets of Sylmar, and you see there that the pursuit was based on the accusation that this is an armed and dangerous suspect. That's about all we know. We don't know who's inside the car, who's driving the car, what precipitated that want from LAPD that this person is armed and dangerous. But that is going to not really change the way they approach the driver, because I think, Tim, and you can confirm this, that whenever police have a chase like this, they're going to be worried that perhaps the suspect is armed and dangerous. It looks like they're going into like an alley or a...
Yes, this doesn't seem to me like this is an accident where they're going. Meaning, and this is complete speculation, but you know, given that they have been going in circles or squares, as Susan put it, right? I mean, honestly, they were doing that, and now we're back, and it seems to me that
as if they knew that that was a throughway that they could still get through. Otherwise, I mean, my thought was, well, that could be an alley, and that could be something that is just, you know, a parallel road but doesn't go anywhere. That, you know, but this one did.
It appeared to be a dirt lot as soon as you turned into it, so you'd have to have prior knowledge to know that there was an alleyway at the end of that to get out. But there's a lot of area up here in Sylmar that's forest property, and there's a lot of area that's unimproved, so you could turn down the street and be on a dirt road very easily. So I thought that's what that turned into right there, but it looks like this person knew the way around, and we just keep going around the same area of Jerome Field, Raven, and like you said, all surrounded by that freeway. That would be a high-speed getaway, as we would think for a normal pursuit. But this driver staying in this area kind of tells me that only thing I don't understand is the speed. So he's not trying to make, this driver's not trying to make distance between the units behind him, because what they do is they try to get a little bit of distance, get a corner or a couple turns ahead of you, bail out and run into the neighborhood, and they have areas where they can run to that they know the people who live there who will get safe haven for them and hide them out, and that becomes very difficult for the officers to find unless you have that air unit that can follow them right to a back door as they've gone over 3 or 4 fences. And that's the value of having that air unit overhead, keeping an eye out. So right now, it's just a matter of time to see how this is going to end, and the LAPD is not
pulling over.
Pulling over. Yep,
there we go.
Let's see what happens.
Will this be a game of cat and mouse, which we've seen, where they fake it? Yes. But we'll see if the door opens. We'll see guns drawn from law enforcement. Typical protocol.
Most dangerous part of the pursuit is this
door
end,
open.
You don't know what you're up to.
Hands up.
2 hands out.
1 leg out. Looks to be a young male driver wearing red, hooded red sweatshirt, hat backward, red shoes.
What is he pointing out, I wonder?
I live right there. If that matters.
Look at the number of
officers. What people say. Yeah.
Wow.
That was what I was saying earlier. You have officers staging in the area, ready to come in when this unit or this car comes to a stop. And now you'll have units take the suspect in back behind the police cars, and then they'll form up a team to go up and clear that car to make sure there's nobody hiding in that car.
This is typical protocol. So now that the suspect is in custody, to Tim's point, they will now make sure that the vehicle is clear. We'll have to wait to see. And they are approaching the passenger side
with guns drawn.
Looks to be locked.
So they're looking in as best they can, because as you pointed out, the windows are pretty blacked out.
Now they'll pop the trunk to make sure there's nobody
Body language has changed significantly, so they must have confirmed that there's nobody else in there, or at least they're fairly confident nobody else is in there.
And until the jack-in-the-box happens when somebody pops out of that trunk. I mean, you got to stay on your toes until it's all completely covered. So, and that just comes from all my years of doing this. So it's right now it looks like it's code 4 here. The trunk is clear, and now the investigation starts to see what was going on and why this person ran and what was the assault with a deadly weapon. So the story is not over.
No, the story is not over. I'm glad that this had the ending it did, though, here at this moment, though, in terms of no one was involved in any serious collision. Everyone seems to be physically okay. Good news there. Could have been a whole lot worse with the speeds that we were seeing. And as they search this vehicle and that Suspect is in custody. We were going to call this, and we were going to thank Tim Lynn for hopping on the line with us and helping us call this latest pursuit that's coming to an end at Sayre and Borden Avenue in Sylmar. Tim, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Marla, Susan, have a great night. Talk to you on the next one.
Okay. All right, still ahead at 8. It's been several months since Celeste Rivas Hernandez was found dead in the back of singer David's car.
So far, no arrests. An update on the case next.
We are having some rain arrive. I'll have the details on how much of it is coming and how long it is going to stick around on the other side of this break.
A legal fight is intensifying in the investigation tied to singer David. TMZ is reporting prosecutors are seeking testimony from his mother, father, and brother before a California grand jury. This is the latest development into the death of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was found dead in the trunk of a car registered to the singer. Last September, court filings obtained by TMZ show the family is challenging the order, arguing redacted affidavits violated their due process rights. The appeals court has given a trial judge 10 days to respond as the grand jury investigation continues.
No amount of holding him and trying to revive him brought him back.
Developing tonight, families in mourning take their fight to Snapchat's doorstep, blaming the platform for their children's death. The parents say their children died from fentanyl poisoning, and Snapchat, they say, played a role. Fox 11's Haley Winslow reports from Santa Monica.
We stand here in this lovely, beautiful city of angels. However, our precious angels are no longer with us.
43 parents from across the U.S. and UK protest Snapchat outside company headquarters in Santa Monica and paint their children's names in the street. Nearly all of them died from fentanyl poisoning that their parents say was facilitated through the social media platform. 108 kids.
No amount of holding him and trying to revive him brought him back.
Identifiable by its yellow icon and white ghost, Snapchat is known for disappearing messages, a feature that makes the app attractive to drug dealers. just like their children, they say, gone in a snap.
His last message was on Snap, "Are you sure this was real?" After my son was gone, the last message the dealer gave to my son was, "How did you like it?"
She made the best mac and cheese. Watched her chest sink into the hospital bed as she exhaled her last breath.
Parents demand stronger safeguards.
Remove the addictive features, default minors to private settings, shut down the My AI chatbot.
Snap says it's committed to safety, saying in part, "We have long recognized the urgency of this issue and have devoted substantial resources to combating illegal activity on our platform, including decisive action against drug dealers." As workers wash away the painted names, these parents say they are not disappearing, determined to keep their children's memories alive and spare other families this same heartache. Parents say nothing will stop them from continuing that fight, which continues tomorrow at Grand Park at 10 a.m. with a press conference called the Lost Screen Memorial. They're unveiling a giant art installation symbolizing 50 big iPhones that are supposed to represent the lives lost, they say, due to social media. Reporting in Santa Monica, I'm Haley Winslow, Fox 11 News.
New details tonight in the case of a Mexican father of 3 U.S. Marines who was detained while landscaping outside a Santa Ana IHOP. The arrest video of undocumented immigrant Narciso Barranco went viral last June, showing masked federal agents pinning him down and punching him in the parking lot. A federal immigration judge has ended the deportation case against Barranco. His son says his father's ankle monitor has been removed and his check-ins with federal immigration officials were discontinued.
Coming up, not what you expect when you go to a car wash. A naked man waiting around the corner.
The full video and what happens next ahead.
Weather is sponsored by My Home Sold.
Live look outside from atop Mount Wilson, looking down on the San Fernando Valley. Notice the cloud cover above. The rain is gone for now, but we have a big round headed our way. Meteorologist Star Harvey's with us tonight with a look at that.
Yeah, we do have some of that cloud cover out there. A lot of us still under dry conditions. We are showing something pop up on our radar. I'll bring that up in just a little bit, but we do have a few more days of the beautiful conditions to get through before we have a parade of disturbances moving through, bringing in the chance not just for some rain, but storm activity as well. Here's a look at what's happening here across the West Coast, drawing you into Southern California. Most of us on the drier side. We do have some moisture popping up to the east of the LA region. So not just our deserts, but moving in and through Lake Havasu, down through Blythe as well. Now, our advisories, I don't know why it took me so long to get that out. Our advisories, the ones we have in place right now are a high surf advisory. It is going to be to the west of LA. So this is going to include San Luis Obispo and surrounding areas where we do have a high surf advisory in place. We could see those large breaking waves of 9 to 13 feet, but also dangerous rip currents. This does go into effect tomorrow morning, the 3 a.m. hour, and will carry through the early hours of our weekend, so Saturday. Other than that, we do not have any other advisories in place. That is what I was trying to say. As we do get into this weekend and next week, we will see those start to populate, especially because we are expecting to have the possibility of heavy rain, storms, some snow in our higher elevations, some winds as well. Now, here's a look into our weekend. Saturday, you'll notice that we are starting off dry here across the Southern California area. As we move into Sunday, the back half of our weekend, we start to see this moisture arriving. This is just round one. Sunday night into Monday. Secondary storm comes on Tuesday. When I get back, I'll talk a little bit more about the last round headed this way. For now, back to you.
Still ahead, local street vendors disappearing in LA over ice fears.
How it's impacting the flower business ahead of Valentine's Day.
Vendors at LA's famed Flower Mart are seeing slower traffic for Valentine's Day. Ice fears are also keeping street vendors from doing business.
Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez is in downtown LA with that story.
With Valentine's Day right around the corner, we'd heard the ice rates had actually affected some of the flower businesses downtown, so we decided to come to the original Los Angeles Flower Market and talk to vendors.
Come on down. We got it. We got it.
Trying to get customers in for those Valentine bouquets.
It's a dozen roses in 2 different colors. You get it for $40.
Ask him if he's illegal if he's got paper. With plenty of videos showing ICE agents detaining street flower sellers in East LA going viral on social media, some vendors in the flower district are concerned.
We're a family business, Latinos, so come support your local Latinos in LA, downtown LA.
Especially right now.
Especially right now, we need the business.
Most are run by multi-generational Latino families.
It started from my uncle's great-grandmother to his grandmother to his father to him, and now I'm running it.
I have my grandma from Mexico coming from Michoacan, my tia coming from Uruapan, Michoacan. We fly them in, and then we have my mom right over there.
Do you see concern in the community, though, with what's going on with them?
You know what? It definitely has affected business, but I mean, thankfully we have our loyal customers that keep us, going.
I bought like $75 worth of flowers, something like that. So.
You had no concerns about coming here today to buy flowers?
Not at all.
There has been employee turnover.
I have lost a lot of older women. They're not coming out, but guess what? I got that younger generation here, and they're doing it. I love to see that my people are out here. They're not discouraged. We are in a time where it's down and people are not happy, but this is a happy place, so come check us out.
The best time to come is actually early in the morning because they do close by 3, 4 o'clock, depending on business. I'm Christina Gonzalez in downtown Los Angeles, Fox 11 News.
If you're in the mood for a little Mediterranean food right here at home, then we've got the perfect restaurant for you.
This is in Santa Monica, but inspired by Alexander the Great. Orla by Chef Michael Mina could be the perfect spot for you, especially for Valentine's Day. Executive Chef Fernando Darin from Orla joins us now with an incredible spread here. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Let me just point out, too, that Orla is in the Regent, and just walking into the lobby and going back to the back of the building, the hotel, that's where the restaurant is. And you have this amazing view on top of the amazing food.
We do. It's an amazing view. It's a great place for having a little bite, a cocktail at the end of the day. It's amazing.
And this is all inspired, as mentioned, by Michael Mina and his heritage. He's Greek and he's Egyptian. So what do we have here?
Right. Well, I can start with my favorite.
Please do.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one thing that I discovered from Chef Mina that I never had before. This is some sort of street food from Cairo, right? It's a different way to cook a burger. So it's Wagyu beef, but the way that we do it is the meat is cooked already inside the bread.
Like a pita.
Exactly.
You mean before I mean, it's cooked first and then you stuff it into it?
No. We put the meat inside the bread. Then we cook it on the grill, and then it goes in the oven.
Oh,
so all the juices that normally will go away, they don't.
They stay. Good way to put it, in your mouth.
Exactly.
And is this hummus or a tzatziki? Or?
It's we call it Mediterranean secret sauce.
We like
but
a
it's
good
a secret
sauce. Amen.
Can't tell you.
Really a secret?
Can't tell you.
Really? Why not? Oh, it's all like attached, so I can't grab one. Oh, here we go. I want to try this.
I thought about that already.
Yeah, you did.
Thank you, Chef Darin. You're a darling.
So another very cool thing that we do is this. This is called fatir.
Oh my God.
It's a puff pastry that can be done in all sorts of ways, but we elevate it a little bit with caviar. So it's a really nice little bite.
You haven't had the Wagyu beef. Sorry, I just took a bite. I took a legit bite. That is delicious.
Yeah. Well, I have a confession to make. I eat one pretty much every night.
Oh, good. I'd eat more than one.
Don't tell my cardiologist.
or Chef
Well, it's
Mina.
Wagyu, so it's quality beef. That's all that matters.
And I also like a good falafel. I'm making this all about me, apparently. The falafel with the tuna?
Oh, yes. So we have a very special recipe for the falafel, and then we use the best tuna, ahi tuna, and then on top is a little salad that is traditional Greek too, with jalapeno, tomato, and cucumber. And then this very interesting thing is called urfa.
Oh, wow. Urfa.
Yeah, it's a sort of pepper, but you smell that?
Yeah, it smells great, yeah.
So we actually have this at the restaurant, so the guests can...
A spice box like that?
Yes, so the guests can already have a feel of the spices that we use at the restaurant, right? But anyway...
We have less than a minute, or just about a minute, so we cannot forget this, the beautiful dessert. I mean, we're talking about Valentine's Day, and you think of the sweets.
Yes, that is featured at, it's going to be featured at our Valentine's Day menu. I thought I had baklava before. I was wrong. This is the real baklava. And a very cool thing that we do too is we have a beehive on top of the Regent Hotel.
You do. So you make your own honey too?
Yes.
Show-offs?
And not only that, but we mix it with gold leaves.
Oh, it's so pretty. It's glittery. I'm not sure that anyone can see that.
Yeah, so...
And so tableside, you drizzle it?
Yes, tableside.
So this is why it's called the 24K, right?
24K baklava honey, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, beautiful.
Just stunning.
Okay, this is... You're saying this is inspired by a street food,
Yes.
right? But not with the caviar. It's been elevated.
It's a nice little bite. If you...
So what is the base here?
It's like a puff pastry.
This is amazing.
So it's nice and crunchy.
I feel so rude, and they can't have any. You have to go to the restaurant, Orla, Santa Monica, and they, meaning the viewers. They can go to the restaurant. I'm sure they can meet you there, too.
Absolutely.
OrlaSantaMonica.com for more information. Chef, thank you so much for delighting
Beautiful
our senses.
spread. Thank you so
You're
much.
amazing.
My
The food's
pleasure.
amazing.
My pleasure.
All right, so is our meteorologist, Star Harvey, with a look at that forecast.
Oh, yeah, that food, I smelled it in the kitchen not too long ago, and the chef told me that I had to wait. I had to wait a little bit, so save me some of that while I get through this weather. We are mostly under dry conditions here across the Southern California area. We do have some moisture building off to the east of us. You'll see that right there streaming what looks to be south of the Palm Springs area, heading into Lake Havasu and the Blythe area. Now, most of us are expecting to see the bulk of our rain and storms as we push into this weekend and then early next week through the middle of next week as well. So again, we do have a couple of quiet more days ahead of us, a series of storms to arrive next week, and we are looking at not just significant rain chances. We are looking at the possibility of that snow in our higher elevations, but also into some of our local mountains, not just the Nevadas, and then we are also looking at a wind event. As far as today went, we had temperatures mostly in the 60s. You'll see that here with all of the green. We had some 70s popping up across some of not just our valleys, but also our deserts. Our mountains saw temperatures in the 40s today, so a lot cooler. As we move into this weekend, we do have that first storm system dropping down into our region. So due to bring in some precipitation Sunday. Most of us will see that rain Sunday night into Monday. Some of us may see it earlier in the day. As far as the second system making its way into the region, it looks like it's going to be Tuesday. And then as we roll through Wednesday as well as Thursday, we see that last storm system setting up across the area. How much rain are we talking with the systems coming our way? We are talking across the valleys as well as some of our coastline. We could see also into our deserts anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. Some of our mountains likely to accumulate a little bit more of that rainfall. We're talking 3 to 5 inches. We're also not just talking rain in the mountains. We're looking at snow producing across some of the Nevadas. Take a look at those colors there. We see the whites and the grays. That is indicating that we could see upwards of 5+ feet of that snow coming in and through the area. When we look at our local mountains, Mount Baldy, Wrightwood, looking into Big Bear as well, we could see those numbers get as high as anywhere from 2 to 3 feet of snow. So it is going to be a very active week moving into next week. So we'd have to enjoy what's left of the quiet pattern for tomorrow and then moving into the first half of the weekend. Tomorrow we get a dose of sunshine, temperatures in the 70s. By Saturday, our temperatures dropping just a little bit down to about 69 degrees across the LA Inland Orange County area. And then moving into next week, we have a lot of wet weather to get through. So we have these next 2 days to go ahead and prepare for it. Back to you.
Only on Fox 11, a bizarre case out of Huntington Beach where a naked man was spotted inside a car wash. A Fox 11 viewer sent us this video. She says she pulled in for a routine wash when she suddenly heard a loud scream. That's when she checked her car's rear camera and saw the man naked inside the wash bay. She says he tried to crawl underneath her car while it was moving through the wash. Well, she took off and called police. It's unclear if anyone has been arrested.
That's quite the bizarre story, isn't it?
Very bizarre.
And unnerving. And by the way, she didn't get her wax feature on the car wash.
No.
That's a little joke because she had to leave. She got nervous and drove away. All right, well, we still have more news ahead at 8 o'clock.
But first, here's a preview of what's coming up at 9. The NBA All-Star Game. It is this weekend. The festivities are starting tonight. We will show you all the sights and all the sounds. Plus, it is one of the most popular rides at Disneyland, but it has been closed since the end of January. We've got good news tonight for Rise of the Resistance fans. Those stories are coming up at 9 o'clock. So stay tuned. LA Live News tonight continues at 9. We'll see you then.
Live across SoCal, this is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
Dangerous people out here with real threats, and there are in your from your agents. Her district includes Culver City, and she's not talking about any crime in her district.
Now at 9, a heated exchange puts Culver City in the spotlight, why some say the Attorney General's comments were way off the mark. Plus $1 million bathroom. It's under construction right now in Runyon Canyon, but not everyone's thrilled. Why some neighbors say it could do more harm than good. And we're live from the coast to the inland valleys. Meteorologist Star Harvey with a preview of what's on the horizon.
Well, Marla, we are looking at a couple of quiet days ahead, but as we do move into next week, we have a series of storms headed towards Southern California. I'll have the details on that and the timing coming up.
Good evening, everybody. You're watching LA Live News Tonight. I'm Marla Tejas. Crews begin to install a controversial $1 million restroom at Runyon Canyon today, a project that's sparked backlash from some neighbors who say it's just too expensive, and it could make safety concerns worse near the park's entrance. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf, he's live in Hollywood with an update to the story that he first broke right here, in fact. Matthew?
Well, Marwa, that new and controversial bathroom is right on the other side of this fence. Mike will show you they've got some of the construction equipment out here. And as you're saying, a lot of people aren't happy about this. Our first look at the controversial Runyon Canyon restrooms. 2 stalls and 2 water fountains for almost $1 million.
Why did it cost the city $1 million?
That's what a lot of people are wondering.
Yeah, I don't really like that.
Last summer, we were first to expose the city's plan for the costly commodes, sparking immediate backlash.
Here it is.
And this week, the bathroom arrived rolled in on a trailer.
I thought it was absurd from the start, and now seeing it, it's even more absurd. They wheeled in what looks like an extra large doghouse.
A local group called the Runyon Canyon Guardians sought estimates for a similar structure, claiming they found a quote for about half the price.
Why would we need a bathroom here? Because we hike here all the time and we've never used. Have you ever used the bathroom here?
I've used the porta potty a couple times, and like it works.
Do you think this bathroom was needed?
Yeah.
Some hikers, though, in favor of the project, with roughly 2 million people using the park every year.
I think it's a fantastic idea.
I'm in favor of it if it's regulated, it's monitored, and it's kept nice.
There's porta potties up there. There's also forests.
In a statement to Fox 11, Councilwoman and mayoral candidate Nithya Raman's office says, "We're excited about this grant-funded restroom facility. Providing restrooms is basic park infrastructure that benefits everyone who visits."
I think that they're really sad that we're making a big deal about this, because I think they just wanted to quietly do whatever this is.
No word on when these restrooms could be open, but it looks like it could be pretty soon. Reporting live tonight in Hollywood Hills, Matthew Seedorf, Fox 11 News.
Well, the councilwoman and now mayoral candidate Nithya Raman pointing out that it's from a grant. So what does that mean?
Yeah, and we have questions. We sent a list of questions to her office, and that was the response we got back. Making a point, though, that they did say it was grant funded, but again, we don't know what exactly that means.
Okay, well, let's see if we get some more details on that. Matthew, thank you so much. Live look outside from LAX's perspective. Yes, it's busy on the ground, not so busy in the air, but we do have a system headed our way. Let's check in with meteorologist Star Harvey. Star?
Yeah, it is pretty quiet across most of the area. We are starting to see some moisture build in for areas east of LA. You'll see that right across the Palm Springs area, across that 10 freeway, north of Mecca into 29 Palms, as well as Temecula and Blythe. The rest of us under beautiful conditions through the rest of this evening. In fact, across the downtown area, dry, but also mostly clear skies out there. Temperatures right now at 60 degrees, and we do have a beautiful southwest wind pushing at just about 5 miles per hour. Outside of the downtown LA area, we do have some cool spots on the map. We're at 54 in Whittier, 57 in Chino, Ontario also in the 50s. Our sustained winds right now moving at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. As we shift gears into tonight, our lows are expected to be in the upper 40s to low 50s. Here's a look into our Friday temperatures. We're expecting to see our temperatures warming to the low 70s, so a tad bit warmer than what we did see today. And then we roll into this weekend. Temperatures should move into the 60s for the downtown area, both Saturday as well as Sunday. The only difference between both days this weekend is that Sunday we will start to see that rain chance moving in. We'll start off with those mostly cloudy skies. Some of us may see the rain arrive earlier in the day, but the bulk of that rain is expected to arrive late Sunday, moving into Monday. When I get back, Marla, I'll have a look at the rest of the storm systems that are getting ready to hit our area.
Star, thank you. A tense exchange at a hearing over the Epstein files. Attorney General Pam Bondi called out Culver City as a place with dangerous criminals, sparking backlash from locals. Fox 11's Gina Silva has reaction.
It came as a complete surprise to the mayor and to many of the residents who say their city was wrongly portrayed.
Culver City? Like, what are you talking about? It was so...
From the mayor of Culver City to its residents.
I walk to and from work every day, and I've never really felt like there was a threat. It's Culver City.
Culver City's a good place. It's nice. I live over here by the studios.
But a very different image of Culver City was painted by Attorney General Pam Bondi on Wednesday during a tense exchange with Southern California Congresswoman Sydney Kamlager-Dove, who was pressing Bondi to release all of the Epstein files.
Stop taking down reports that you know the American people need to know about. There are violent, dangerous people out here with real threats, and
there are in your district.
From your agents.
Her district includes Culver City, and she's not talking about any crime in her districts.
I mean, look around you. So I don't know what she was referring to necessarily, with all due respect.
Culver City Mayor Freddie Puza says crime in the city was down 9.7% in 2024. And in the third quarter of 2025, it was down another 6.1%.
We are a very inclusive, welcoming city. We're home to TikTok, Pinterest, Apple Studios, Amazon Studios, Sony Studios. But I would say I'd like to define Culver City not by the number of corporations, but the sense of belonging and community.
It felt like an insult. It felt like a deflection.
Julio Leyva has lived in Culver City for 25 years. He's a local realtor and says Bondi got it all wrong.
It's a safe place to raise a family. It is convenient. It is healthy. It's a proud city, and you know, I'm so happy to live here.
The residents we spoke with say the exchange should have remained focused on the Epstein files, not on Culver City.
There's no way that she wants to actually address any of the issues that she's being asked about, so deflect, deflect, deflect.
The full-year crime report is expected to be released within the next few weeks. The mayor says Attorney General Pam Bondi is welcome to Culver City so she can see what the city is all about. I'm Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
Now, we did reach out to the Department of Justice for comment. As of right now, we have not received a response. The FBI releasing new information today on day 12 of the search for Nancy Guthrie. We've learned the FBI is now offering a reward of up to $100,000 for information about her disappearance. And for the first time, the FBI is releasing a description of a suspect. They say the suspect is a man about 5'9" to 5'10" with an average build. In the video surveillance, he is wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker backpack.
Public interest out here in the Tucson area is through the roof, and I think that there are so many leads coming in now, 18,000 that they are sorting through, and most of those are going to turn out to be dead ends. However, each day we learn new developments, and that is advancing the investigation step by step. This case is going to be solved with the help of the public.
The Sheriff's Department is asking people who live within a 2-mile radius of Nancy Guthrie's home to check surveillance video for vehicles, people, or anything out of the ordinary from January 1st to February 2nd. Well, tonight a legal battle is heating up in the investigation involving singer David and the death of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose body was found in a car registered to the singer. TMZ now reporting prosecutors are pushing for testimony from his parents and brother before a California grand jury. Earlier today, I spoke to Charles Ladeboudier about the case. David's family is doing everything that it can to not appear before the grand jury. What do we make of this?
According to the documents that we got, what they are saying is the affidavit that you presented to us is heavily redacted, so we don't understand why we are even being called before the grand jury. How are we material to this case? What information is it you think we might have? So that's why they're fighting it. They've gone to an appeals court in Texas, and we will see what the judge in the appeals court, what their ruling is on this. It seems to me that at some point his family is going to end up in front of this grand jury.
The appeals court has given a trial judge 10 days to respond as the grand jury investigation continues. Well, ahead on LA Live News tonight, the Eaton wildfire claimed 19 lives, and now tough questions are being asked about delayed evacuation notices. And a neighborhood fights back. Now the city says they have to take down their high-tech cameras and bold warning signs aimed at fighting crime. We'll tell you what's next for residents. Plus, basketball fans, get ready. The NBA is bringing a massive fan experience to Los Angeles. We'll take you inside the exclusive NBA crossover event for All-Star Weekend. Stay ahead. Still ahead. Stay with us. The Super Bowl may be over, but sports and entertainment are still scoring big. Warner Brothers Discovery reports the Puppy Bowl hit its highest ratings in 8 years, with 15.3 million viewers tuning in to see Team Fluff edge out Team Rough 73-69. Two pups from LA were featured this year. Litchi, a French Bulldog, American Staffordshire Terrier mix, and Fudge, this Pomeranian Chihuahua mix. Adorable. All right, new at 9, it's basketball, music, and pop culture colliding in one massive event. NBA crossover is taking over LA during All-Star Weekend. Fox 11's Laura Diaz, she's live in downtown LA at the Convention Center. Laura?
Well, I can tell you this, Marla. People were so excited to be here tonight. You could just literally feel the energy in the air. If you look behind me, you can see that there are still some folks here at the Convention Center, but it was an immersive event and people really got into it. Let's listen to what they had to say.
I love it. I think it's a cool way for the fans to interact with the NBA.
How would you describe this fan experience?
It's pretty cool. The whole concert and getting to shoot around and everything is pretty cool. I like it.
Why did you come?
Because we love Cordis.
Cordis is the name of the group, which I'll explain to you further in a little bit. Of course, it was all about the NBA tonight and having a great time, but the big draw seemed to be this group, Cordis. Cordis is a South Korean boy band. You can tell how excited everyone was. Fans took in the excitement. They were recording on their phones, jumping up and down, just having a fantastic time. But there was also the opportunity, and this is all for $50 to get in the door. You could go and attempt to try to make a three-pointer. I saw a lot of folks trying. They didn't even get close, but they didn't seem to mind. They were having a lot of fun in the process. And also, you could just check out, there were games of chance. There was good food if you wanted to do that. There was really something for everybody. And if you decided, hey, I'm not a professional athlete, I think I'll just buy some merchandise of the guys that I love to watch play, there was also that opportunity too. So really, I think it was fair to say of everyone I spoke to tonight, they felt like they got a lot of value for the dollar, and they were enjoying being here in downtown LA, right next door, of course, to where the Lakers play, and they just felt good about it. So this event, of course, is going on for a couple of days. I'm going to be there tomorrow. I'm going to be able to cover the red carpet, although I think they're calling it another color, but a lot of celebrities will be there to talk about their experiences and about the games that are coming up. Marla, I'm reporting live from downtown, sending it back to you.
Pretty fun assignment for you, Laura.
I'll say everyone was so happy, and it was just great to be here and see these young people racing to go see that group. In fact, there were some police officers there trying to get them to slow down, but you try to tell that to a 15-year-old girl, no way. They were beating a path to go hear those young men, and I must say they were really cute. That group is so precious, and all the girls were really loving it. A lot of their parents were with them so that they could get inside, and the whole family seemed to enjoy it. That'll be you and Sloan in 15 years.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to be old, and she's going to be adorable, and I can't wait. I can't wait for that. How fun. All right, Laura.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Weather is sponsored by American Career College.
We are taking you outside atop Mount Wilson. Meteorologist Star Harvey with more on our forecast, and you have a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to get through. Now, the good news, Marla, is that we do have a couple of quiet days ahead of us, but it's what's to come at the end of our weekend and rolling into the start of next week that will have you wanting to get prepared, make those plans, because yes, we do have a series of storm systems that will bring the chance for not just rain, but also the possibility of some storms as early as next week. As of right now, most of us under dry and clear conditions. We do have some clouds passing in and through the area. There are portions of us that are also under those beautiful skies out there. And then what you see here out to the east of LA, all of that green there, that is some rain that is popping up. So yes, across some of our low deserts there, it looks to be moving out towards the Lake Havasu area and over into Blythe as well. Now, even with our storm systems that are headed this way as early as this weekend and mostly next week, we don't have any of those advisories in place quite yet. I do believe that we will get to it. What we do have right now is this high surf advisory. It is going to be for our beaches west of LA, so across the San Luis Obispo area into portions of Santa Barbara County, Ventura, not included in this. We are seeing that we could see our large breaking waves anywhere from 9 to 13 feet. Quite dangerous. That does also put our rip current risk at a very dangerous elevated level as well. Our advisory will be in place from tomorrow morning through Saturday morning. Now, here's a look at the series of rain or series of storm systems that are expected to pass through. Now, the first will make its way down into the area as early as Sunday. So the bulk of this moisture is expected to hold off until the second half of Sunday, but you'll see Sunday morning here where we could see with the storm system approaching us, some of us getting some of that light wet weather out there. But as we push into Sunday night, Sunday evening, we start to see more of that rain and storm moving across the map here. This first storm system will carry over into Monday. That secondary system will be arriving for us on Tuesday, and you'll see most of the state here covered in precipitation. As we roll through Wednesday, that system sticking around, and then finally the finale will be taking place on Thursday. Thursday will be our last system of the week next week that is expected to bring in those rain chances. So here's a look at our rain bars moving into this weekend. We do see that 20% chance of coverage there on Sunday. Those numbers are building into next week. So Monday into Tuesday. And then as we move into Wednesday as well as Friday, we do still have some good coverage there, but not as heavy as what we're expecting to see with those first two systems that are pushing through. What about our temperatures? Well, they are expected across the coast to be in the 60s for most of the next several days. The only difference is that we will see our temperatures across the coast in the upper 60s for the next 2 days. And then as we start to see those storm systems approaching, those temperatures will back down into the lower 60s. As far as our mountains, we are getting ready to see some snowfall for you with these systems passing through. But not just that, we are looking at our temperatures dropping well down by the time those storm systems do approach. So enjoy what's to come the next couple of days, because we do have some pretty powerful systems that are headed this way. Back to you.
Star, thank you. An Italian film icon gets his name cemented in Hollywood history. Coming up, Franco Nero, the original Django, receives a star on the Walk of Fame, and we'll take you there. Italian actor and film legend Franco Nero was honored today with the 2,835th star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Nero has starred in more than 200 movies during his 6-decade career. Known worldwide, he has worked with top directors across Europe, the U.S., and beyond. He's become a global ambassador for Italian cinema, cementing his place as one of the most enduring figures in film history. Nero achieved worldwide fame in 1966 with Django, which inspired Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained.
60 years ago, when I came here to Los Angeles for the first time to work on a fantastic musical called Camelot, I remember walking here wondering if one day my name will also appear. Well, that day has arrived, and finally, from today, also Franco Nero can be trampled on by a lot of people without getting hurt.
I like his sense of humor. Nero stars in front of the Montalban Theater in the 1600 block of Vine Street. Disneyland is gearing up for big changes. According to the Orange County Register, in fall of next year, the park will demolish an office building to make way for a massive 6,000 space parking garage and pedestrian bridge. This is part of the $1.9 billion Disneyland Forward project, which includes new attractions like an Avatar-themed land, 2 Marvel rides, and a Coco boat ride. The upgrades aim to handle growing crowds. And happening tomorrow, Disneyland's popular Star Wars Rise of the Resistance ride is reopening. It closed for refurbishment on January 20th. Disneyland says it planned the closure during a quieter season to complete necessary upkeep.
This is Ed Lascos Tonight Live. Valley Glen neighbors here taking safety into their own hands. Cameras, signs, license plate readers. But you'll never guess who doesn't like it and wants part of it shut down. Stand by for that.
Plus, help is on the way for California homeowners recovering from last year's devastating fires. Details on the changes Governor Newsom just made to the state's mortgage relief program.
SoCal. This is LA Live News Tonight on Fox 11 Plus.
A neighborhood takes crime prevention into its own hands with 24/7 security cameras and signs warning potential criminals. But now the city says those signs have to go. What's next for these residents? Let's go live to Fox 11's Ed Lascos in Valley Glen with more. What's the problem with the signs, Ed?
There seems to be, Marla, a real big problem, especially from the city's standpoint. When you have the neighbors here, they've had it with the home break-ins, home burglaries, so they decided to take care of themselves. And, you know, we always hear that about neighborhood watch programs. So they took this one up a bit higher, and now there's all kind of a controversy. Joe, take us into the story. Well, you cross the street there, you see that one of the signs, and that blue light, that is one of the security cameras. It also brings the license plate readers, big part of the security here. That is not the problem for the city as far as it's concerned, because it's on private property. But over here to the left, see that sign warning cameras in use, 24/7 security? That is the problem, because that sign is on a post. That's city property, and that right there is the biggest threat to this security program. Watch. The signs are up, the cameras are up, and crime is down.
There's not an issue of crime here and fear. Like, her daughter was scared to death to leave the house, wouldn't go to school, and now she doesn't have that anymore.
These signs warning cameras in use are everywhere here on Crew Street and Sunny Slope Ave in Valley Glen, and so are the security cameras. They don't miss a thing, even reading license plates. Look at this.
This, I have a live feed camera. I can take snapshots of an image. If I want to track a license plate, I do a search.
They know the signs are all over and the area is being monitored.
Yeah, they got the message.
That's correct. So the signs are doing their job.
As you know, the San Fernando Valley is reeling from a wave of home break-ins and robberies, so you would think the city's supporting all of this, right? Think again.
Is that all those signs need to come down? They will come and take it, but we're coming here as a courtesy to let you know.
A city field worker out telling neighbors the signs must come down off city property, and that ignites the controversy.
But they're not hurting anybody. They're not in anybody's way, or, you know, nobody can hit them or get damaged by them.
And this reaction from the city councilman, Adrian Nazarian, out saying he appreciates, quote, the initiative these neighbors have taken to protect their community. Will be working to make sure that signage is displayed in the manner most appropriate to ensure public safety.
Well, that's his problem. He needs to figure it out, because what's the difference between that and those useless neighborhood watch signs that are on city poles? So figure it out. We're not taking down the signs.
And now the latest in this back and forth really comes from the councilman who wants to set up a meeting with Debbie, the organizer here in the neighborhood, hopefully maybe this weekend, maybe early next week, to try to come up with some kind of solution. But you heard Debbie right there. She said she put all this together. It is working. And emphatically, she says, Marla, the signs are not coming down. They're staying. So we'll see how this one plays out.
What's the consequence of not adhering to that and letting the signs live on?
Well, good question. I think that's what everybody is saying here. But as far as the folks are concerned, they're scratching their heads because they're saying we don't understand. Our homes have been broken into. There's a vacant home right down the end of the block over here that was set on fire several months ago. They said there was prostitution, drug use over there. So the neighbors have seen enough. They said they've had enough, and they're scratching their heads getting back to that point, saying, well, we're doing what we can. We have a system that's working. Crime is down here. Home break-ins pretty much have gone away, and yet it's the city of all people who are having a problem with it. So the neighbors can't seem to make ends with this. It just doesn't make any sense.
We definitely have to follow up with this one. We need some answers. Okay.
You bet.
Thank you, Ed. Yeah. Did delayed evacuation lead to deaths caused by the Eaton fire? California's Attorney General is now investigating claims of discrimination in the emergency response. Fox 11's Nick Garcia reports from the historically black community of West Altadena.
No evacuation notices, and not only were homes lost, but there were lives lost because of that as well.
Emeka Chikura lives in West Altadena. His home survived, but his business on Lake Avenue, Rhythms of the Village, did not. He says he never received an evacuation notice. Some in West Altadena say they received them hours after the rest of Altadena did.
No evacuation notices. We just look out and you see smoke coming, you see fire coming, and by that time, it's too late, and we were forced to flee.
West Altadena is a historically black community. The Attorney General's office says 18 of the 19 people killed by the Eaton fire lived in West Altadena.
Did unlawful race, disability, or age-based discrimination in the emergency response result in a delayed evacuation notification that disproportionately impacted West Altadena residents?
That's why Attorney General Rob Bonta says his office is investigating. LA County Supervisor Catherine Barger, who represents Altadena, says she welcomes the investigation, adding the county will provide Bonta's office with whatever it needs.
There is a population in Altadena, especially on the west side, that feels they were disenfranchised and that they were left to die. And no one should feel that way. And so it's important for us to work together to get the answers for those people.
That investigation, it gives me hope that maybe we will get to the answers, get to the bottom of this.
For Shakura and the rest of West Altadena, they're hoping the answers will lead to real solutions. Nick Garcia, Fox 11 News.
New at 9, Governor Gavin Newsom is expanding California's mortgage relief program for disaster survivors. Homeowners impacted by events due to last year's fires can now receive up to $100,000 in mortgage assistance for a full year. The previous cap was only 3 months. The program also broadens income eligibility, helping more families rebuild. Payments go directly to lenders and don't need to be repaid. If you'd like to apply, we have that link posted on our website, foxla.com. San Bernardino County Fire is making history as the first fire department in the nation to use drones for water drops. These innovative UAVs, part of the Fire Sparrow Mk-10 system, are designed to detect and suppress small fires quickly, especially in high-risk areas. The goal? Keep fires small, improve safety, and protect communities. Well, reality star Spencer Pratt, as you know, he's running for LA mayor, jumping into the race after what he says are massive failures of city leadership. His mayoral run ultimately inspired by the Palisades fire after he lost his house in the flames. Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf covered that fire extensively and is a guest on Pratt's podcast.
The Trump administration is essentially saying we won't have to do these roving patrols, as they call it, if we're allowed in the jails and to go after those that have been arrested.
They won't even have to go into my jails. ICE doesn't have to come into Los Angeles. I will go out of the city limit and drop all these illegal murder criminal felons off out in the desert for them. So you don't even have to bring your ICE vehicles in the city.
One of the topics they discussed, ICE. Pratt says he will work with LAPD detectives and sheriff's deputies to achieve his goals. He also went after Mayor Karen Bass, saying she is using ICE raids to her political advantage.
ICE is the best thing that's happened to Karen Bass and her entire political career. Karen Bass has failed every single person in Los Angeles, but all she gets to do is look like she's this warrior fighting the Fed. Because of her, more ICE is coming. And it is what it is. You can say blame whoever. She's responsible, whereas I, as mayor of LA, can get rid of ICE, just like the mayor in San Francisco made it.
Now you can check out more of Matthew's interview on the Fame Game with Spencer and Heidi podcast. It's also on YouTube. Just search for Heidi and Spencer. In addition to Mayor Karen Bass, other high-profile candidates running for the city's top office are council member Nithya Raman, who represents the 4th District that covers the San Fernando Valley to the Hollywood Hills. Ray Wang, a community organizer and member of the LA chapter of the Democratic Socialists of America. And Adam Miller, he is a tech entrepreneur and co-founder of the nonprofit Better Los Angeles. Vendors at LA's famed Flower Mart are seeing slower traffic for Valentine's Day. ICE fears are also keeping street vendors from doing business. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez is in downtown LA with the story.
With Valentine's Day right around the corner, we'd heard the ICE raids had actually affected some of the flower businesses downtown. So we decided to come to the original Los Angeles flower market and talk to vendors.
Come on down. We got it. We got it.
Trying to get customers in for those Valentine bouquets.
It's a dozen roses in 2 different colors. You get it for $40.
Ask him if he's a legal student, if he's got paper.
With plenty of videos showing ICE agents detaining street flower sellers in East LA going viral on social media, some vendors in the flower district are concerned.
We're a family business, Latinos, so come support your local Latinos in LA, downtown LA.
Especially right now.
Especially right now, we need the business.
Most are run by multi-generational Latino families.
It started from my uncle's great-grandmother to his grandmother to his father to him, and now I'm running it.
I have my grandma from Mexico coming from Michoacan, my tia coming from Uruapan, Michoacan. We fly them in, and then we have my mom right over there.
Do you see concern in the community, though, with what's going on with them?
You know what? It definitely has affected business, but I mean, thankfully we have our loyal customers that keep us, going.
I bought like $75 worth of flowers, something like that. So.
You had no concerns about coming here today to buy flowers?
Not at all.
There has been employee turnover.
I have lost a lot of older women. They're not coming out, but guess what? I got that younger generation here, and they're doing it. I love to see that my people are out here. They're not discouraged. We are in a time where it's down and people are not happy, but this is a happy place, so come check us out.
The best time to come is actually early in the morning because they do close by 3, 4 o'clock, depending on business. I'm Christina Gonzalez in downtown Los Angeles, Fox 11 News.
New at 9, love is in the air in downtown LA. The DTLA Alliance gave away over 2,000 free red and purple roses today for Valentine's Day. The group handed out the flowers at various plazas and properties around downtown, including the Metro Station and the U.S. Bank Towers. It's part of their With Love from DTLA campaign. The group is credited with revitalizing downtown LA since it formed in 1997. Very pretty. The search for Nancy Guthrie takes a major turn. Up next, tonight the FBI is offering an increased reward. We sit down with TMZ's Charles Laboudier for the latest details in this case. Plus, we'll tell you how their newsroom is playing a role in this investigation.
As we roll into next week, we have a couple of storm systems also headed this way. I'll have the details and everything you need to know on the other side of this break.
$100,000, that is the increased reward being offered by the FBI for information leading to the location of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy. Until today, that reward was $50,000, so it has been doubled. For the latest now, I am joined by TMZ's Charles Ladaboudier. Charles, good to see you. TMZ, quite literally part of this story because your newsroom has received emails linked to Nancy Guthrie's disappearance. Just to break this down as succinctly as possible as I can, you got a new email today. The sender basically is asking for Bitcoin. You give me Bitcoin and I will give you the abductor's identity. And this person seems to be frustrated for not being taken seriously. How are you handling this?
Yeah, obviously the first thing we did is once we saw this and we realized that it was the same email sender from yesterday who initially offered this information, again, for 1 Bitcoin. And the tone of today's email, once we realized it was the same person, it has the same Bitcoin address attached to the email, so we knew it was the same person. We certainly forwarded this to the FBI. And we noticed that the tone has changed. As you mentioned, they say, you know, I'm not being taken seriously. I think that's the only way their reaction to the fact that they did not get the Bitcoin. They reiterate that they are the only ones who can solve this case. They say that, as you said, their frustration, but then they also say that the reason they need the Bitcoin is they are concerned about insinuate they're concerned about retribution. They say, I'm going to have to lay low. And they want to make sure that they're going to be able to do that. So that's their explanation for needing the Bitcoin. What's interesting now, since we got that email this morning about 8 a.m., you just mentioned that the reward has now gone up to $100,000. Well, that is more than 1 Bitcoin would be. So certainly if the person is in this for money, they could get that reward, but as far as them sending an email to us and only wanting Bitcoin, it certainly makes it seem like they don't want to have direct contact with police for some reason.
Does this mean the fact that the FBI has upped this, that they are not taking this person's note seriously?
Yeah, I mean, we've been checking the Bitcoin account that they attach to the email, and we are not seeing any funds going, and we're not seeing any activity. So it certainly seems that for whatever reason, the law enforcement is not willing to play ball with this person.
Let me ask you this before I let you go. Savannah Guthrie posted a new video today, very nostalgic video of her mother and siblings with a caption that basically says they'll never give up on her. Have you or anyone in the TMZ newsroom talked directly? Do you have a direct line to the Guthrie family?
We do not. We have not spoken directly to Savannah or anybody in her family. They are certainly, we know through law enforcement, aware of all the developments in this case, that they are in touch with law enforcement continually, I would imagine. And, you know, when I saw that Savannah had posted that video, I think it's a really smart thing for her to do. I think it's another attempt to humanize Nancy to her captors, and also to keep this in the news, because the longer this goes on, you know, we're just approaching the 2-week mark, and that there hasn't been resolved. You know, Savannah is very news savvy. She knows at some point.
She knows how the news cycle works.
The news cycle moves on, and you need to do everything you can to keep this in the news so that people don't forget and that people are on the lookout for anything that might lead police to Nancy's captors. So I think it was really smart for Savannah to do that.
All right. Well, we appreciate you jumping on with us. Charles Ladaboudier with TMZ. Thanks so much. We are following this breaking news now out of North Hollywood. Live pictures from Sky Fox. There's a scene down below. This is according to LAPD. A 17-year-old was shot in the eye and is in serious condition. As we zoom into what appears to be the front portion of a house, you see the gate, the front door, the porch there. Not a lot of other activity. We just saw, in fact, LAPD leave moments ago. This is happening just before 8:15. Here's some video from the scene. The neighborhood near Vineland and Van Owen Street. This video coming to us from the Citizen app. Police searching for 4 suspects, we're told. So 4 suspects involved potentially. LAPD is on this one. 17-year-old shot and now in critical condition in North Hollywood. We'll keep a watch. Let's transition to meteorologist Star Harvey for a look at our forecast now. Star?
Well, we do have another couple of quiet days ahead of us. Part of that is going to be for most of us through the remainder of this evening. Now, we do have some mostly clear skies across some of the area. We do have some clouds beginning to build in, but also some moisture popping up off to the east of the LA area. Also down to the south there, we're starting to see some moisture build in across Orange County, but most of that, again, moving off to the east. So Lake Havasu and Blythe getting ready to see some of that light moisture arrive. As far as the rest of us, we do have a couple of quiet days ahead of us. That means that tomorrow, so our Friday, but also moving into the start of our weekend, it is going to be another gorgeous end there. As far as our series of storm systems, we start to begin to see those as early as Sunday. Most of our rain is expected to arrive next week, and yes, that does include the storm activity as well. Now, with this system moving through, I talked about the storm activity. We're also looking at the rain, some snow into our higher elevations, but also some pretty gusty to breezy conditions moving in and across the area. Today, we did see a lot of our temperatures in the 60s across the region. All the green there, that's what that represents. We had a few 70s on the map there across the San Fernando Valley, but also down into our low deserts. Our mountains chilled off to the 40s across some of those areas. Now, as we, again, get into this weekend, we talked about tomorrow and Saturday being quiet in the weather department. But as Sunday approaches, we will see a system slide down, and it is due to bring us some rain. So some of us could see this system enter into the region, bringing some of that light rain activity earlier in the day on Sunday. Most of us will not see that rain bring its impacts until late in the day on Sunday, rolling over into our Monday. Our secondary system slides down from the north of us as early as Tuesday. This is expected to bring some really big impacts across most of California, not just Southern California here. The system is expected to stick around through Wednesday, and then that last and final storm system pushing through for us on Thursday. With all of this disturbances moving through, how much rainfall are we talking? Not just across the coastline, but also into some of our valleys and our deserts. We are looking at rain accumulating anywhere from 1 to 3 inches. And then we're looking at more of that rainfall across some of our mountains, likely to see about 3 to 5 inches. And not just rain into our mountains. We're also looking at the Sierra Nevadas taking in several feet of snow, and our localized mountains could see anywhere from 2 to 3 feet of that snow as well. Temperature-wise for the LA area tomorrow in the 70s, and then we'll see those declining temperatures as that storm systems start to approach next week. Back to you.
All right, Star, thanks. The Anaheim Ducks traded their hockey sticks for helping hands today, shutting down their offices to make a big difference in Orange County. We'll tell you how much they donated to local nonprofits.
Bye.